Happy Homebrew Wednesday, guys. Hope you're having a good time. Thank you for watching again. This Wednesday I thought I'd throw in another malt. Before I started brewing beer, I had started to like whiskey, and so this is not a homebrew, obviously. This is a Scotch. It's an Aberlour 10-year-old from Speyside, Scotland. So I thought I'd tell you a little bit about this because in the beginning of this year, in January sometime, I really started to get much more flavor, much more taste of especially the whiskeys. I quit smoking last fall, and so somewhere in the beginning of this year something happened to my perception in regards of taste and smell. I'm not talking about a huge leap here, but just enough to invoke some interest for taste and smell in drinks and food. I also started making a lot more food, like sauce and steaks and whatnot, and using spices and so on and so forth. So here's what I would like to share with you. I'm not an experienced taster of any kind. It's just that I'm just being trying to get accustomed to the beer. It has a whole different set to it, setting and set of tasting and smelling than the whiskey. So in this I'm able to distinguish between a lot more flavors and smells than I can with the beer. But I'll show you. This is an Aberlour 10-year-old. So it's granted it's a young whiskey, but it's a very good bang for the buck. I pay about 200 Danish kroner for this. It's been sitting in the glass for over a half an hour now. I also added a few drops of water to really bring out the flavors. Not too much, just a splash. And the nose, oh, it's very much sherry, sweet, very sweet sherry. There's a little oak there. Yeah, there's I get sultanas. Ripe fruits like red apples, very ripe red apples. Yeah, there's a hint of spices there. And cane sugar, vanilla. Yeah, that's pretty much what I get from the smell. There's a complexity there that I can't really tell you about because I can't distinguish that yet. But the palate. Yeah, there's the oak really comes through there, and the spices. There's a hint of pepper there, maybe white pepper even, and has a little soapiness to it, just a tiny bit though. It's just I can hardly pick that up. So yeah, and the fruits are even riper in the character on the palate. So yeah, just leave it at that. The homebrew I'm having, it's my so-called Viking ale. I'm just in lack of a better name for it. I call it that. I've decided to call this an amber, and I aim for a little Belgium style here. I used some Belgium candy sugar, and I also used a lot of hops. Not a whole lot, but I used Cascade and Amarillo to this one. And what I'm getting is a very fruity Belgian nose to this. I'm getting some hint of bananas, a little bready, and I get some malt, not a whole lot of hop though, on the nose. And the palate, yeah, it's not overly bitter, but you get the bitter hops in there. I can't tell you what that is because I used some kits here, and also the Amarillo comes through because I used that as at a 10-minute boil, I believe, if I recall correctly. I also had Cascade in once the boil was stopped, and the malt character really comes through in the palate, and I think this is really balanced. I think this is a nice lacing. I'm washing it away now, but it'll stay like this. This is not even properly chilled. I'm guessing about 9 or 10 degrees Celsius. But I find this a nice beer. This is not a sessionable beer either. It's very it's almost full-bodied. It's sitting at 7.3 ABV. So yeah, and so I'm enjoying this. I'm taking a lot of time to enjoy this glass of beer. So, but I like to give away beers. So I decided that my 17th subscriber would get a bottle of this, is the real Viking Ale. So Yorkshire Homebrew 001. Congratulations, you were the 17th subscriber. I already have your shipping details, so I will be shipping a bottle of this to you. I didn't call that out beforehand because I didn't want any people to hold off on subscribing because they wanted to be the 17th or anything. So anyway, maybe I'll do this for every 17th or maybe the 117th. I don't know. And I won't say either because then there will be no fun because people hold off or subscribe with several accounts and whatnot. So anyway, I wish everybody a very happy Homebrew Wednesday, and take care and don't overdo it. And see you again.